and welcome to the Spirit Spa. The theme for today's message from the wilderness is how to cope with pressure at the beginning of a new year. So I'm Karenpackwood. This is the Spirit Spa, which is an online sanctuary dedicated to supporting you if you're in the early stages of recovery from a nervous breakdown, so that you can identify what's caused your breakdown and what are your next natural steps towards recovery. So why have I chosen to focus on pressure right at the beginning of a new year? Well, the reason for this is because, the world expects us to wake up on January the 1st and begin a whole new brand life with lots of vim and vigour. There's lots of emphasis on New Year's resolutions and starting a brand new, fresh, clean life. But when you're in the early stages of recovery, it's not quite as simple as that. The expectation that we can just release the past year, or we can just let go of it and it doesn't matter anymore, it's not going to affect us anymore, isn't true when you're in the early stages of recovery from a breakdown. It's a continuum. There isn't an end and we suddenly wake up one day and feel absolutely fantastic. It's a journey, a slow, gentle, ongoing journey. So I'm very keen to encourage you to not feel that you suddenly have to wake up and begin a whole new fresh life in January, because that's not realistic. The other reason why I want to focus on it in this video is because over the winter periods, if you celebrate Christmas and also New Year, there can be lots of pressures on you, pressures for you to kind of adhere to family traditions, expectations from your family and loved ones that might not sit well with you. It might be that you feel even more exhausted now after the celebrations, particularly if you've had to do things which have actually exhausted you and didn't feel you weren't in a place where you felt able to actually do those things. Maybe you feel guilty because you weren't actually able to do the things that you wanted to or felt that you should be doing. There are many, many pressures that come during this kind of Christmas and New Year period. It might also be that you actually found yourself feeling quite isolated at this time and quite lonely. Maybe feelings of loneliness were triggered, particularly if some of the issues around your breakdown were linked with any kind of family conflict, family trauma, separation from family, and so on. We all know that Christmas and New Year can be times when some very deep emotions can be triggered. And when we're already suffering with those kinds of things during our breakdown, this can be a time when they can be exacerbated. So I just really wanted to begin the new year by giving us permission to not feel that we have to put ourselves under pressure to be perfect, to wake up feeling, fully fit again, to remember that this is an ongoing process and we're right in the middle of it. So now I'm going to give you 3 tips to how to kind of work with that pressure and how to bring yourself gently into the new year. Remember, gentleness and slowness are so key to the recovery at this point of your journey. So the first piece of advice that I'm going to give, I'm going to first of all talk about it for people who are in the northern hemisphere, and also then say something for people who are in the southern hemisphere, because we're at 2 points, different points in the year. And then the second 2 points are actually going to be relevant to everybody. So of course, if you're in the northern hemisphere like me, we're right in the heart of winter. You can see that I'm standing in a very beautiful forest. You've all seen this forest before in previous videos when it's been full of leaves, but here it is today when it has no leaves, when it's still. We've got the gentle winter sun behind us. The forest is peaceful, it's at sleep, it's at rest, it's preparing for spring, but it's not, bursting into life right here, right now. So the very first piece of advice I would like to give you if you're in the northern hemisphere is to remember that this is a time of hibernation. This is a time of rest. This is a time of deep sleep. And I want you to give yourself permission to allow yourself to rest as much as possible, particularly following what's been quite a sort of a hectic time for many people for all sorts of reasons. Now, if you're in the southern hemisphere, of course, you're right at the height of your summer. So things are not quite so still for you. But what you do have is you have incredible skies. You know, you're going to be at the point where the light is the brightest for you, the days are the longest for you. You're going to have incredible summer skies with beautiful stars. You know, you're going to have, you know, beautiful skies at night. I want you to really make the most of that as well. I want you to breathe that into you. I want you, whether you're in the heart of the winter or the height of the summer, I want you to connect with the magnificence of the seasons and the nature that you are in. And I want you to breathe that energy in to your very being and allow it to feed you and nourish you. Even if you are unable to go outside, I want you to imagine yourself in those locations, or look out of the window, or find pictures. But I want you to really engage with the seasons. This is, I believe, a vital part of the healing journey for you. Which leads me on to the second point. Right here at the beginning of the year, I want you to think about the word nourishment. What is going to help you the most to feel nourished? And I don't mean just in terms of food, of course that's important, healthy food and healthy drink, but I want you to think about what is going to nourish you, what colours are going to nourish you, what clothes are going to nourish you, what pace of life is going to nourish you, what people are going to nourish you, what kind of music is going to nourish you. You know, anything and everything. I'd like you to think about the word nourishment, and how are you going to enter into this new year nourishing yourself as fully as you possibly can. And the third tip I'm going to give you, this is optional. Some people will feel able to do this and some people won't feel ready to do this. But if you are ready to do this, I'd like you, during these times of peace, of rest, where you're really nourishing yourself, I would like you to take a journal. And I would like you to have a go answering this question if it feels appropriate to you. And this is the question: what triggered my breakdown? And I'd like you to think about, and you can take time, you can take a few days to do this, it doesn't all have to be in one go, but think about what triggered your breakdown, because once you can identify that, obviously that can help you then move on to your healing, in your healing journey. Now I have an invitation there for you. If you feel able to do that, I'm also going to invite you to share it with me, not publicly, unless you want to. If you want to leave it in comments underneath the video, of course you're welcome to. But if you'd like to share it with me privately and confidentially, please email it to me at karenpackwood@gmail.com. And the reason for this is because I believe that once you begin to open up and share, you're taking away some of the shame for what's actually triggered the breakdown. And once you've begun to do that, it can then aid the healing process a little bit more quickly, if you like. So that's an invitation if you feel able to, and that will be completely confidential. So welcome to a new year. We're going to have a journey this year where we're really going to be taking the healing journey, into a deeper process. Lots of tips and advice. Thank you for everybody who emailed me over the last few weeks. I'm going to be answering those questions in videos over the next few days, and thank you for all the email conversations that we've had over the last few weeks in relation to those questions. Thank you for the new subscribers who have subscribed during the Christmas period while I've been on my holiday, having a nourishing break and feeding my soul so that I'm fully replenished to serve you all. So I look forward to getting to know you. And I invite you to allow yourself to, if you have any questions specific to your personal journey of recovery, please either leave them in the comments box below or email me at karenpackwood@gmail.com, and I'll either create a video for them or I'll actually then respond to you personally as well. So welcome to a new year, a gentle, peaceful, nourishing, self-loving new year that is going to help you take yourself forward in your healing journey of recovery. If you've liked this video, please like it, and if you would like to subscribe to the channel to receive regular updates, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell thing to make sure you get notified of my latest videos. Thank you very much for watching. I'm wishing you a peaceful day, and I look forward to connecting with you in future videos. Thank you very much. Take care. Lots of love. Bye bye.